are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. So excited that you're to speak to you today. So thanks for doing this with me.
Thanks for taking the time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. So I'm Canadian, so I've seen the entire season.
Okay, you're right on.
But Spoiler TV is an American outlet. But what's super fun for me is I get to watch it alongside the American fans and see their reactions and know what's already going to happen. So people are just super excited, and I think that's awesome. So they're going to love that I'm talking to you today.
Yay. Thanks.
So the show itself is one of those shows that is so rare in today's TV landscape. Like it's just an hour. There's so many hardships and challenges. There's such hard, difficult themes of like redemption and reconciliation and the impact of trauma. But yet it's such a feel-good show. And your journey as Maggie in particular is filled with some really intense moments. So, what aspects of Maggie's story resonate with you and what drew you to be Maggie for this role?
Um, I mean, I think I what I love so much about her and getting to be a part of this role is, um, we're all just trying to figure out who we are
Yeah,
and what we want out of our life and the people who surround us. And um, I think that's everybody. That's me. That's my friends I know. So, just getting to do it through someone else's eyes is really special.
yeah, I bet. And now you have done such an incredible job. Um, your performances are so powerful. And when I spoke with Roma Roth over the summer, she mentioned it's all you. Like you just bring it every single time. How do you access those deep feelings and to embody the pain that Maggie's going through?
Thank you, first of all. Thank
Of
you so much.
course.
That's sweet. Um, I mean, I do work with a coach on some of the episodes. Last season I def or season two I did, so that was really helpful.
Mhm.
Um, but a lot of it I do a lot of kind of journaling and what's going on in her head beyond what she's just saying, but like what else has led up to it, what else she might be thinking about, what she would be saying if she wasn't saying the words that she is saying.
Right.
So I kind of try and like fill in the gaps. And from that, like I'd like to think I'm quite an empathetic person. So I can just like feel for someone when, when you're given those situations that she's in. And she's yeah, man, season two is a heavy one for her. Well,
Well,
season one was too. Like she
I
really
just,
goes through it.
yeah, I mean, the first season, all I kept thinking was, when is she going to get a break? And then season two came, and I'm like, where does
Not yet.
But like I said, just you bring those emotions to the screen and everybody just feels them and that's amazing. So
Thank you.
so since we first met Maggie, she's come a long way. Much do you think she's changed since season one? What do you think's her biggest change?
I think she's starting to trust herself a little bit more and looking at the who she's listening to around her. I think
Mhm.
she's a little bit more aware of who she's really taking advice from and who she's taking to heart a little
Yes,
bit.
you can
Yeah.
definitely see that for sure. And we're all rooting for that as well.
Yeah.
So in season two, right from the beginning, we see Maggie working through her issues with Sully. Um, and what do you think is the most challenging part for Maggie in mending their bond? Because I know they've been through a lot together. So what are some of the,
Yeah. I think it's one of those things of like you can forgive, but you don't necessarily forget. Like those things are still there. Those years of not speaking, not feeling his presence are still there.
that's right.
Um, so I think she is definitely trying to just move forward, and I think we all want that for both of them too, but you can't change the past.
That's right. Absolutely. But you can move forward, which has been
Yeah.
a nice theme this season so far. And what about Maggie's relationship with her mom, Phoebe? So now Maggie's getting a better understanding of what happened in the past. How do you think that's affecting her relationship with her mom?
Yeah, I think it definitely changes things for her. I think it gives her a better understanding of her mom, and why she made the decisions that she did make. I
Mhm.
think it's also frustrating too that she wasn't let in on a lot of those decisions, or yeah, the context of it all for her mom at the time. So it's changing, but you know, as we find out at the end of five, Phoebe's back in town, so
Yeah.
we kind of get to see them spend some time together, and their dynamics continue to kind of shift, which I really enjoy.
Yeah, for sure. So one of the most captivating aspects for Maggie's character, for people is the push and pull between Cal and Maggie. That will they, won't they tension. And what's that been like, to bring that to life with Chad? I know you guys have to have some kind of trust between each other, but there's a good chemistry there. So
Yeah, I mean, we've just become really good friends. So I think that the trust is there, and you're working with a buddy. So it's just like, and we've now worked together for 2 seasons
yeah,
now, but like at the time too, you start to get excited about what the other person's going to bring to it, and like talk together of what we think this is. And it's like very collaborative, and Chad's just like a really wonderful scene partner too. I'm very lucky to
that's
be working.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think Cal brings out in Maggie that nobody else does?
I think he brings out a softness in her. I think she hasn't been able to explore that side of herself before, because she's always been, you know,
That tough
in
exterior. Yeah.
yeah, and in control, and having nobody else to like sit back and trust to like protect in the same kind of way. And I think Cal um sees her and is such a steady person that it kind of lets her soften and sit back a little bit more.
Yeah, I definitely see that. One of the things that Maggie's done is build walls around herself. One of the most powerful scenes for me was when Cal essentially calls her out and tells her that the walls protect you from the pain, but the people keep the people that care about you out. And how do you think it affected Maggie to be confronted about that truth about herself?
I mean, that's never going to be easy to hear. Like something that you've been, yeah, getting confronted with anything that, whether you know that you're doing it or not, in that kind of context too, is going to throw you off. And especially from someone that you like clearly care about so much. So,
Hmm.
um, yeah, I mean, I don't think she liked hearing it. But
Another,
you're really
yeah,
not
but
wrong.
another scene that was just so powerful, like the way you broke down after, the way Maggie broke down after was telling, was very telling about how that impacted her. So, and then of course filming in such a beautiful location. What is that like?
It's stunning. It's just the best. It's just the best. Like most days we'll come to set and be like, how is this where we are? How is this real life? It's just so beautiful. I like can't talk about it enough.
I feel like that landscape adds to the show in so many different ways too. Like I don't know if I feel like that is just that brings so much more to the show. Like I don't know if it would be as special if it was in a different place. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it kind of feels like it's a character in the show, where it
Yes.
just like, yeah, it
Yeah.
I don't think it would be the same if it was filmed somewhere else. It is just very special. And it brings like, every city, town you're in has a different energy. So that is brought into the show as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, very, very special. So the cliffhangers in the show are insane. And I just feel like with every one, the stakes get raised even more. What's it like for you to read the script for the first time? And like, do you think about how the fans are going to react to some of these?
Yeah, because I react the same way as I'm reading them. I'm just like, what?
Yeah, I can
It's
imagine.
exciting. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. No, I love getting a new script. I mean, sometimes I have an idea of like where things are going, but like the nitty-gritty of it all, I is new to me too. And the way that it's set up and the way that they yeah, they structure it is just yeah, it's great. It's really fun.
Yeah, I can only imagine because I know as a viewer sitting and watching those cliffhangers, I can't imagine what it's like to be on the other end and bringing that to life. So, um, what are some of your hopes and dreams for Maggie?
I hope she finds like a peace and a settling in her decisions of what she wants from her life and where she wants to be and who she wants to be surrounded by. I just want a settling for her.
Peace,
So,
right? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's one of the things we've kind of seen. Like, do you think that the neurosurgery was something that Maggie wanted, or do you think that was heavily influenced by Maggie's stepfather?
I definitely think it was influence, but I also don't think that someone can be that influenced into doing all of the years of medical school and all of the stress and the research and like the amount of work that would go into that. I think there has to be a level of love there and
Mhm.
being well suited for it. So I think she was very influenced by him, but I think it still is very much a part of her.
Yeah, for sure. I can see that. It's definitely impacted her journey as well. And I actually love watching Maggie kind of pull that in the community of Sullivan's Crossing, right? When you and even like the scene where you helped with the birth of the baby, like that. I love those aspects and seeing that side of Maggie. So, yeah. What's that like? What was that like in that moment? Like those scenes, like those. Feels like it would be really emotional.
Yeah, I mean that one for sure was because also babies, we had like two twin babies, so that it's like easier to film but
Yeah.
they're so cute and so sweet that you can't help but like hold this little baby and be like, how are you real? Like it's just so magical. Um, but yeah, but the other medical stuff, I mean, I'm glad it reads well, but it's definitely the most like imposter syndrome scenes that come up. 'Cause you're like, will anyone believe this?
You do an impeccable job, let me just tell you. Yeah. Because that's not something that's easy to bring to life, right? So, yeah, it's all you.
I
And
appreciate
it's I do feel like Morgan, like I've spoken to Reed Price and I've spoken to Roma, and they speak so highly of you. And I
it.
think it's just such a good testament to you. And we see the really hard work that you do as well. So,
Thank you.
um, yeah, of course. So, now that there's about 5 episodes left, can you tease what American fans can expect without giving away anything big?
I mean, ugh, like, I mean, the cliffhangers don't stop. The
Okay.
season two cliffhanger is wild. Yeah, I mean, we get to, let's see, 6 and 7, I feel like is a real turning point for Maggie. And yeah, it's just a big turning point for her in like a lot of aspects, I think, and completely shifts her trajectory a little bit. Um, and we kind of, yeah, we get to explore different people's like family and background a little bit more too. So that's very cool as well. It's always tricky, like I don't know.
I know, right? You don't want to spoil too much, but God, like I say, those cliffhangers have to be felt. So yeah, we're not spoiling anything here. Thank you so much for meeting with me, Morgan. Our fans are going to be so happy that we spoke with you today, and I wish you the best of luck. And I really look forward to more seasons of Sullivan's Crossing.
Thank you so much. It's lovely chatting.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.